Hello, everyone. Welcome to the demo of this sprint of Histonets. We're going to show a feature that required a lot of back-end work and thankfully only exposes exactly enough information to the user to have a very short demo today. So before I get into this, I just want to cover really quickly how Histonets works from a functional perspective, just to express how much is going on in the background here. So Histonets kind of wraps this sophisticated library for computer vision, and ultimately our goal is to run a very computationally intensive background process on a very large corpus. And the purpose of the application is to configure this large batch process that needs to be kicked off in the background. So this tool will get run in the background, but our wrapping application makes sure that we run that process with the correct settings. So I'm just going to go through really quickly what happens in this pipeline. So you can see here there are all these different steps, and each one of these steps is going to set up a particular aspect of the settings for this background process. So if I crop an area in this map, that's going to set some settings in the background. Just wait for a moment for this to load.
I think our Wi-Fi is particularly slow.
There we go. Okay. So I'm going to select an area that has some mile markers that I want to identify and maybe a few intersections. Let's go to the next step. And we'll clean images, and you can see we're advancing through each of these steps. And in the background, what's actually happening is we're saving, luckily that's not exactly what we needed to show. So with each of those steps, we're saving some settings. So if I go to our collection templates and look at the ones that I've already created, right now we're going to show a representation of these settings that we've built up in this template. So in the background, our application is keeping these settings for us as we build them up, and then is going to run this background process. So once we built a template, the feature that we've added during this sprint that's been pushed is something Jack's been working on to basically batch all of these and run them in the background and communicate to the user here with this button that they're ready to kick off that long-running process, and it will warn the user that it's going to take a long time, and hopefully they're ready to let that actually happen. And when you press OK, it's going to show the jobs that are happening in the interface and say how much time has elapsed and what the status is. So the user can always go here for that template and see how far along that computationally intensive process is using these settings that they've built up in the process of the interface that we built to build that object. So that's what's been done this week. There are a couple of other features in the pipeline that just aren't quite there yet, and we'll have a look at those next week.
Great. Thanks, Joe.